Hello all, it's week 7, our last week of class. What I hope this class has demonstrated for you guys is that there are creativity and innovation sparks around you all the time and everywhere. You just have to be kind of a radar dish, pulling in the creative feed from the world. You all did some absolutely fantastic work for Project 6, and I hope you keep the moves you made in mind in the future. You'll likely wind up proposing in your professional life, whether it's proposing a new, creative, innovative space for a campus location or an office, or proposing a project, a business trip, a new venture, or some other thing. You guys integrated some excellent philosophical claims, like this group, who suggested that the space they're proposing nurtures creativity by offering depth in surroundings, attention to detail, a convenient and calm space, and more. This group smartly drew on the Dorley and Withoft readings to claim that, quote, the form, functionality, and finish of a space reflect the culture, behaviors, and priorities of the people within it. This group smartly introduced their proposal with statistics about collaborative work and spaces. Most groups included helpful layouts and plans for the different places in the space they were proposing, like this group, who included lists of features and photos, and this group, who included a tentative floor plan. All of you did a great job of describing and illustrating the different places in your space, like this group, and this group. And some of you included some stellar supplementary materials, like this group, who created a Pinterest board on collaborative space. I tried to gather together some capstone-like readings for our last week of class, but instead I gathered readings that I hope will project us into the future and into our creative and innovative futures. First, you guys are going to read a chunk from Seth Godin's book called Linchpin. In pretty frank terms, Godin tells us about the workplaces of today and tells us about how we can best occupy those workplaces. What I hope you find yourselves gravitating toward with the appropriate mindsets and skills and creativity are the roles of linchpins. And these are people who make significant differences in their workplaces, people who can't easily be replaced. We're also going to read a really old piece written in the 1960s called Creativity is Not Enough. The argument was sound decades ago, and it's still sound today. All the creativity in the world won't get you very far. You have to have creativity coupled with action. We'll watch an annotated talk featuring Stephen Johnson about where good ideas come from. Then we'll look at a couple different visualizations of a list of 29 ways to stay creative, along with 40 memorable design quotes visualized, and a collection of really brilliant data visualizations and information graphics. I think information graphics are a stunning example of creativity through technology. We've had pie charts and bar graphs and more for more than 100 years now as a way to visualize data. But today's technology and design thinking, coupled with creativity and innovation, have created an infographic paradigm, a great way to convey information in visual ways. Finally, we'll look at a set of promos for a series that HBO debuted for their Latino Film Festival. The designs are simple yet brilliant, and if you guys have a chance, spend some time on the site where the images live, Creative Criminals. It's pretty fantastic. Then you guys are going to get to play with a grown-up creativity activity book by Veer. And finally, I posted a ton of found objects from the future from Wired magazine. Project 7 is an individual project, and this might be odd, but you yourself are the primary audience for Project 7. Of course, I'm an audience, the secondary audience, and you might consider other people as your audience, other people in your major or your family, your friends. For Project 7, I want you to create a tip sheet or a set of recommendations for yourself. The sheet should include 5 tips, lessons, tools, recommendations, pieces of advice for yourself that you're going to take from this class and enact in the future to stay creative and think innovatively. Depending on how you format your tip sheet or what images you include, I'm expecting about 2 pages. Some of the tips might be things you directly learn in this class, like always keep an eye out for creativity sparks. Some of the tips might be things you didn't necessarily learn in this class, but that you think are really important, like always surround yourself with creative things. These tips can be very small or they can be absolutely huge. For each, though, I don't just want a tip. I want to see a bit of description, illustration, and explanation. So for the sample 2 above, for instance, always keep an eye out for creativity sparks. I'd want to see a definition of what you mean by creativity sparks, and then I want to see a couple of examples. For the second example, always surround yourself with creative things. I'd want to see some rationale as to why you think being surrounded by creative things is so crucial. And I'd want to see a couple of pictures or examples of the creative things you think we should surround ourselves by to feed our creativity and innovation. Project 7 should both allow you to reflect, to think back and look back on what we've done, explored, and created over the past 6 weeks, and it should allow you to think forward, to think about how you're going to maintain your creativity and your innovative energy into the future. The best tip sheets will include specific examples from and quotes from this class, from our activities and our readings. Happy reflecting, happy projecting, happy creating. Happy reflecting, happy recommending, happy creating. Project 7 should both allow you to reflect, to think back and look back on what we've done, explored, and created over the past 6 weeks, and it should allow you to think forward, to think about how you're going to maintain your creativity and your innovative energy into the future. The best tip sheets will include specific examples from and quotes from this class, from our activities and our readings. Happy reflecting, happy recommending, happy creating.